Oh! Hey, hey! It's Fitzgerald's Happy Hour Live, y'all. We're at the Sidebar. We're enjoying a sunny afternoon. Day 1, phase 3. This thing's really moving along, isn't it? You know, a lot of patios are opening today. Y'all probably know Fitzgerald's has a great big patio outside. And we are looking forward to having people hanging out on that patio as soon as we can. We're not going to jump right into it. We're not going to dive right into being wide open on our patio right away. We're a little bit, still feeling cautious about the public safety, and we want to make sure we have all the right guidelines in place and the right procedures for safety. And we're just going to give it a little bit of time. We're going to be ready to open that patio soon, we hope, within a couple weeks, and it's going to be great. Will there be live music? It's Fitzgerald's, so probably. Stay tuned for more information on what we're going to be doing with our patio. And let's just say I ordered a whole lot of Adirondack chairs, so we're all going to be lounging. And Isaac and I have been talking about what kind of beverages might fly. So we're going to be having a good time out there, rest assured. We got a big weekend this weekend with the truck concerts that y'all know and love, and you hear me talking about over and over every week. That ABC 7 Windy City Live came and checked us out and had a little segment last week with Lil Ed. That was amazing. I don't know if you caught that, but check out that little segment on our Facebook page. We shared it. But we got 4 shows this weekend. A couple with Ryan Joseph Anderson. Couple with one with Toronzo Cannon came back to go to Riverside on Sunday. That's a reschedule from the rain date last weekend. And then I'm excited. Longtime friend of the club, Michael Connolly, hired the truck to come perform in his backyard with the great Terry White. Talk about old school Fitzgerald's family royalty. I'm honored to drive the truck around with Terry on the back. That's going to be a good time tonight. So catch us streaming live on Facebook over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. for RJA and Toronzo Cannon. It's going to be fantastic. I want to update you guys on a little bit of work that's been happening around the property. I took a really cool trip over to this incredible place. I'm going to show you a picture. Reuse Depot. I've been going to that place a bunch, and I got all this cool old flooring, loaded up the old Fitzgerald's truck with some beautiful mixed reclaimed wood flooring to lay down some new floors in the party room. So you'll be able to see that hopefully by the time our patio opens. When you're coming by, you'll be able to peek in the window and see those beautiful new hardwood floors in the party room in the Sidebar building. That's kind of exciting. That brings me to some news, my friends, that is less joyful. Even though our patio is open in the summer, we have made the difficult decision, and I'm sure this won't come as a surprise to any of you, but we have deferred the American Music Festival for this summer. Every year for 40 years in a row, there's been a music festival in the yard here at Fitzgerald's, and given everything that's going on, 1,000 people a day on the Fitzgerald's property apparently is not such a great thing. So we are sadly going to defer the American Music Festival to next year. So we'll just pick it up again in 2021 when everything is all clear and safe and happy. That's the bad news. Do you want to hear the good news? There is some good news because we are doing something cool over that weekend in its place. I'm going to put something up on the screen here. I want you guys to soak it in for just a second. This is big news, and this is only for the Happy Hour Live audience to hear first. Just soak this in. These things as we're watching. That's right, folks. Drive-in concert. Fitzgerald's presenting Who Better Than the Waco Brothers, partnered with School of Rock. Drive in, enjoy the music. is happening, y'all. Friday, July 3rd. Location, top secret. And I'll give you a hint. It's not at Fitzgerald's. But details will be revealed in a timely manner. So stay tuned for our drive-in concert experience. I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel like waiting any longer before we have our beverage of the week. Our cocktail mixology lesson this week is going to be a little simpler than usual, but I am thrilled about it. We've got a beer and a shot. Some people call it. Some people call it a Boilermaker. I like to call it a beer and spirit pairing. So I'm going to show you how to make a beer and a shot. Excuse me, beer and spirit pairing. Crack a beer, preferably something really delicious, local, high quality craft beer. And you pour that beer in a glass. Now there is, believe it or not, a right way to do this. Make sure your glass is rinsed. Make sure it's beer clean. No suds, no soap, no nothing. Hold it at a 45-degree angle. 47 maybe. Pour down the side of the glass until it's half full. Tip the glass straight up and down so that you form a nice frothy head, like this. Why do you want a nice frothy head? Releases all the aromas. All those bubbles popping, all that aroma, which we know is a huge part of flavor, right? And then pick out a really delicious, but really cheap brown whiskey, American bourbon, what better? This one is called Old Fitzgerald. How about that? You pour a little bit, as much as you like, in the glass, and then you drink the both of the things, and you enjoy it. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about this beer, but folks, I have a special guest that I'd like to bring in that I think might be a little more qualified to tell us about this fantastic Kinslager beer. Oh, hello!
Oh, hey. Hey, well,
cheers, Keith.
Cheers, everybody.
I'm doing great. I got a Kinslager beer in my hand. Folks, we have joining us here on Happy Hour Live at Fitzgerald's, owner of Kinslager Brewery, Keith. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Will, how's it going?
Pretty great. Can you tell us about this beer that we're drinking?
Sure. So what you have there is beer we call New World, so wheat lager. So a little bit unique in the wheat beer world. What we wanted to do with that beer was to create something that was super easy drinking, super smooth, a little bit lower in alcohol, about 4.5%, and put the unique Kinslager stamp on it. So what we did is we added about 40% wheat malt to this beer. So what that does is it gives it a little bit of creaminess, so it's a light, low alcohol, easy drinking, warm weather kind of beer that doesn't taste watery. Perfect pairing with a shot of Old Fitzgerald, I'd say.
Hell yeah. Hey, Keith, this is delicious. And a little bit of sip of good bourbon.
Yeah, you're good. You're
washing that down with this beautiful summer.
It's kind of a unique beer. I get a lot of times I have people tell me, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to try it because I don't like wheat beer. And I hear that all the time. I don't like wheat beer. And I think there's a misconception out there. Most people, when they hear wheat beer, what they think about is what we call a Hefeweizen or a Bavarian wheat beer. And that beer does have a very strong flavor to it that's associated with the ale yeast that's used to ferment that beer. What we did is, in this case, we're using the wheat, which really doesn't contribute a whole lot of flavor. It's very mild flavor. And we ferment this beer with our house lager yeast. So it's very clean and crisp, very different than that Bavarian wheat beer that a lot of people will say they don't like. So when people say they don't like wheat beer or they hate wheat beer, I say, no, you don't. You hate Bavarian wheat beer. Give ours a try. You might like it.
Well, I look forward to pouring this beer on Fitzgerald's patio this summer. And tell me where can folks get a hold of Kinslager beer right now? Are you guys doing anything unusual, given everything that's going on with beer sales and that kind of thing?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, you can't go to your favorite pub and get it just yet, although a few places pretty soon here, or even starting today. There are some retailers in the area that are carrying us, so you can find it at some of your local grocery stores in particular, or beer and bottle shops. We also are doing local delivery and pickup service on Saturdays. So you can go to kinslager.com. On there, you can see our whole selection of beers and order that, and we'll either deliver it to you or you can pick it up from the brewery on Saturday, your choice. We actually are also running a bit of a special deal. So we're sort of taking a bit of altruism here, let's say, and running a discount. So for people that have lost their jobs, or they're working on the front line every day, we're giving 50% off.
Wow.
So coupon code. You don't have to prove it. You just have to know that it's from us to you. So if you feel like, hey, I could really use a break, things are tough for me, but I still want some quality local beer, that's available to you on our website.
Keith, that's incredible. That's so generous.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, we're part of the community, and that's important to us.
Are you enjoying little Remain in Light Talking Heads as much as I am?
Love it.
Awesome.
Top 5.
Awesome. How did you come to the beer world, Keith? I'm curious what led to the origin of Kinslager.
Yeah. So myself and my 2 partners, Neil Armstrong and Steve Lorenz, all local guys here. We live in the area, and we just met at a local homebrew club that actually Steve and Neil started. Had a passion for beer, and Steve, who's our head brewer here, really had a passion for lager fermentation. So through many nights of discussion and beers, we hatched this idea of starting a local brewery here in our hometown to focus really on lager fermentation and trying to sort of, what we call it, expanding the boundaries of lager beer. A lot of people think of lager beer as, oh, that's German beer and that's just what it is. And that's really not true. And particularly if you start to apply some creativity to it like Steve has, and come up with some really new and interesting beers that are lager fermented but really have nothing to do with German beer. So through those discussions, the 3 of us kicked it off. And what we like to say is Kinslager was started by 3 friends and built by many more.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. That's awesome. Keith, thank you for joining us. I hope you'll join me in, I like to do a little toast here at the end of our weekly happy hour live every Friday. So folks, if you're listening or watching at home, please raise a glass, and may the best of all our todays be the worst of our tomorrows.
Amen to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.